Welcome back, guys, to another video of mine. I'm very excited in this video because I finally got my hands on a parang or machete that is made by the ever popular bladesmith in Bidor, Malaysia. Popularly known as Bidor blade. Basically, the bladesmith, the name of the bladesmith is called actually Guang Yan Long. All right, I will put some photos of them of the shops here later on. Now, what this Guan Yin Long here does is they are based in the town of Bidor, and Bidor is a small, let's say, it's a town in the state of Perak in Malaysia. There are 14 states in Malaysia, and Bidor is one of the state. The state name is called Perak, which also literally means silver. So it's popular known as Silver State. Now, Guan Yin Long has been operating out of their Bidor factory for the past more than 17 years, and I believe now they're in the second generation. But basically what I have in front of me here is a Duku Chandong 12-inch parang or machete. Parang is the word we use in Malaysia to refer to machete. Machete is the English word, parang is in the Malaysian language. Alright, this Duku Chandong is, let's say, it's 12 inches, and the slightly different from the Duku Chandong that's also made by this factory, this Bidor blade. They have a lower range or a thinner steels. Their sales were a lot cheaper. What I have in front of me is a thicker one, and I believe the steel here is 560. All right, and if you can see, it is tempered. If you look at the video, there are a lot of videos about this Guan Yin Long. This bladesmith is in Bidor, you can check it out. But if you look at their video, this is hand forged using 5160 steel, which is carbon steel, and the thickness of this blade here is 6 millimeter at the heel, and about taper down to about 4 millimeter at the tip. Now there is another version. Of course, there's one which is cheaper. This is a thinner, and also there's another version that is thicker than that. It costs slightly more. Now this blade that I have here is completely made by Guan Yin Long, the bladesmith in Bidor. Now for those overseas, for those who resided in overseas or outside of Malaysia, I believe you might have heard of the company called My Parang. My Parang is a company that actually make the same Duku Chandong using the blade that is produced by them by this bladesmith in Bidor. So Guan Yin Long in Bidor supplied the blade to My Parang, and My Parang then perfected it, and they put on their hardwood handle along with their own branding. My Parang branded Duku Chandong Parang will have the words, they will have the branding over here, My Parang. What I've got here is 100% completely made by the bladesmith in Bidor. Therefore, they do not have the My Parang branding. Now, I have held the My Parang Duku Chandong in my hand before, and to be very honest, they did a good job. My Parang did a good job in making this even better. What they did with the My Parang end is, if you look at the video that they produced, they actually go through the blade and make sure there's no it's perfect. And I believe that they put some oil, they oil it in order to prevent it from getting rusted. Because we all know 5160 steel is a carbon steel, therefore it will prone to rust. And also, what My Parang did, the company My Parang did, is they put, I think a bigger pin here to hold the blade into the handle, right? Guan Yin Long, or the bladesmith in Bidor, uses this slightly thinner, I believe a smaller diameter pin, all right? Now, and the wood they used by the bladesmith in Bidor is different from what is used by My Parang. My Parang, I think they mentioned that they imported the wood from Croatia or beechwood. Okay, but the Bidor bladesmith doesn't use that wood, and is therefore it's not as I think it's not as sturdy as, I mean, not as pretty as that one. But then again, it still serves the purpose. Of course, there are some cheaper version of this Duku Chandong with a plastic handle, right? I didn't go for that. When I went over to this Bidor bladesmith, I just went for the one that I have on the shelf. This is nice. I like wooden handle. Now, there is also one version where they have a varnish handle, which I don't really like because I believe it's going to be slippery in wet. Therefore, I went for that. I went for this one, which is unvarnished. All right. Now, when I took this parang back home, what I did is I sharpened it a little bit. I'll show you some video later on. Sharpen it a little bit. I strobe it. I sharpen it with 1000 grit stone and then polish it with a 6000 grit stone. Right? I believe you can see from here it's a bit on the edge of it. The thing is a bit. Hopefully, I achieve some mirror finish. Okay. And I strobe it with just some compound, okay, myself. Now, after that, I've also put some knife oil on it just to prevent it from getting rusted. Now, and I've touched up a little bit on the spine here because there's some whatever we call it, some burr or whatever we call it. It's a bit rough, so I've sand down a little bit over here, okay, just to make sure that it crisp, in order for me to strike a ferro rod. I have tried it, but it's not that great, right? So yeah. But then again, guys, you have to remember, a parang in Malaysia is a tool, all right? It's used daily in the garden. It is meant to be used use hard. It's in the trash, and it's not something you put onto the shelf and show it. It's a tool, right? Therefore, it is designed to do what it do, and it did it very well. Okay, it's slashing tools, especially the Duku Chandong, the shape is slashing tool, and this is very useful in clearing firewood and also clearing bamboos. Okay, now as for the sheets, my parang's Duku Chandong comes with a nylon sheet that's molly compatible. But this particular sheet that I got from the bladesmith themselves is made out of fox leather. I don't think it's actual leather, to be honest. It's fox leather and some red stitching, and it's pretty basic. All right, we have a little Velcro strap here to hold it back. It fits perfectly. All right. Okay, and it's nothing fancy. It just serves the purpose. Okay, the Velcro strap is to me it's a bit crude. I actually have another sheet that have this type of Velcro, and I just accidentally cut it, so it's not that great. Okay, but again, it serves the purpose. Remember, guys, they say a parang is a tool. It is not. It's still be meant for use on the field, in the jungle, in the Malaysian jungle. So yeah, right. So it just serves the purpose. What I think about the sheet is I was hoping there's a way for me to put an additional rivet over here just to hold it tight, because if you look at the stitching, there's a break, there's a gap over here because this is where it started, but I would really like to have a rivet over here just to ensure that it's securely stitched together. Okay, and you know what I mean, because this will be the edge, this is where the tip will sit, so it's really good to have a rivet here. Now, okay, let's get the parang out. So, like I said, this is 55160 steel, and it's very prone to rust, and it's just for the purpose, and it won't stick in my hand. Now, the amount of money that I paid for it is about I would reckon about $40 US, about 170 ringgit. Now, the slightly heavier one, which is still 12 inches, but slightly heavier one, will cost a little bit more. I will just leave it to you to check on the bladesmith own website for the price. Okay. As for my parang, theirs cost a little bit more because they're using a better wood for the handle, and they have definitely a better sheet, and they have did some work to perfect the knife, the blade. All right. They probably sand it down, stone it, and stone it some more, and also strobe it. Okay. So I think that's about it for this video and this video. Thank you so much for watching.